Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had an incredibly amazing week. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining here. And for those of you who tune in, or for those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. We are here live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And for those of you who are watching the replay on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like the page, share this video, and subscribe. So thanks for those who are still starting to tune in here. Let me know in the comments here where you're tuning in from today. Hopefully my comments will want to work today. I never know, you guys, with these live streams sometimes. Yay, I can actually see some. Good evening from Boston. Welcome. Thanks so much for tuning back in. For those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, which is where I'm at today until 2 days from now. Hopefully, when I'll be heading to Philly, I say hopefully because many of you probably have heard about the just disaster with the airlines and the, what was it, like a glitch, some kind of computer glitch outage. Thousands of flights were canceled. It's been a lot. And they're still playing catch up. So I say hopefully I'll be heading to Philly on Thursday. Grenada's in the house. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your Mental Health Moment. And hopefully these comments will still start to come in. They're trickling in, so sometimes they come in a lot later. But nonetheless, when you do tune in, or when you do get to your chat box, let me know where you're tuning in from today. For those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment is about how do you become the best version of yourself so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for those around you. So each week we are here live talking about different wellness tools, things that you can add to your toolbox. Like how do you become a better person? How do you work on your self-care? How do you engage and how do you add more wellness and meaning to your life, right? So you can improve as a person, which I think most of us want, which is a great thing, and looking for mindset growth here. So while I'm waiting for these comments to come in here, I'll just tell you briefly, and then I'm going to give you today's mental health moment tip. I will share with you briefly in case you did not hear the news. I don't know why I can't talk today. In case you did not hear the news, my new book is on pre-order. I'm super excited about it. It's called Mindset Training, Conquer Your Mind, and the Rest Will Follow. It's available for pre-order at mindsettrainingbook.com, which is right here on the screen. And essentially, I've divided the book into several areas. The book is about your mindset growth. The book is about how do you grow as a person physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, right? Because there's different aspects of our lives, and we really have to take a holistic approach when we think about how can we be better for ourselves and for the people around us. And hi from Virginia. I ordered your book and eagerly awaiting its arrival so I can dive in. Yay! I'm so happy to hear that. And for those of you, by the way, who do pre-order, there's a ton of goodies when you pre-order, but one of the goodies is a ticket to my first virtual summit, actually, that I'll be hosting. It's a growth mindset and self-care virtual summit, and it's on August 14th, which you can get all the information at mindsettrainingbook.com. And yeah, more information at mindsettrainingsummit.com also about the actual virtual summit. But I'm super excited to be hosting that as well. Well, that's one of the benefits of pre-ordering. And thank you in the comments for doing that as well. I'm super excited about it. And I'm trying to think of any other announcements. I have a ton of announcements, you all, but I'm going to give you today's mental health moment tip first, and then I'll get into some more announcements at the end. And again, welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment today. So I have been researching you all because I was like, let me find something else. Like, I'm always thinking for myself too. I'm always looking for ways to find new and creative wellness things, just things to make your day better, make your week better, grow as a person, right? I'm always looking at those things. But I was also searching for you all and to see what's something I can share on today's mental health moment. So, what I found, and maybe some of you have heard about it before, the technique is called forest bathing. So, like if you think of a forest, with all the trees and whatnot, forest bathing. Now, let me explain to you what it is in case you're like, what? What is that? So what it's not is like taking a bath in the forest, like not that. But the technique was actually developed in Japan back in around 1982. And essentially what it is, and I think it's very fascinating and it totally makes sense to me as a psychologist, but forest bathing is when, let's say you were to walk through a forest and you really start to not physically bathe, like bathe your body, but like your mind, like being aware of your senses. So being aware of the smells around you, the sights around you, the sounds around you, just really taking all of that in. It's almost like a mini meditative practice, but you're practicing mindfulness. So you're practicing being in the present moment, which is so critically important for us, you all. And I'm gonna give you some tips about that later as well. But you're practicing being in the present moment through these forest walks, right? And I wanted to read to you because I found this really good article. It was at the Cleveland Clinic, by the way, and yeah, there's a ton of information about it. But let me find it really quick because I thought it was pretty cool. So, so essentially, so some of the benefits that they found from this is it reduces your cortisol. Cortisol meaning your stress hormones in your body. Yes, it is a normal reaction when you're stressed out about something, your body is going to release stress hormones. That's what our body does. But we don't we don't need a lot of stress in our bodies that are going to lead to inflammation, that are going to lead to depression, that's going to lead to anxiety, like right? Like we don't want our levels to be that high. So we your goal should be to find things, activities for you to engage in that reduces your cortisol. Forest bathing is apparently one of them. They also found that it could help. There was a research study done. It had greater levels of cancer killing proteins in immune cells. So essentially helping with your immune system. There's another one that said it helped to lower blood pressure. Well, that one was one said it did, one said it didn't for the research. And then another one saying that it reduced stress and anxiety and depression, right? So maybe you're like, okay, Dr. Hammond, but I don't have any like forests that I want to walk to. And hi, thanks for joining here. Welcome, welcome. Let me know, for those of you just tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments here. And today we're talking about what's called forest bathing. So that's what I'm explaining for those of you just tuning in. But essentially, if you're like, well, either you don't want to walk through a forest, which is totally fine, or you're like, there's no forest near me. Maybe you live in a very I don't know, like in an area that doesn't have a lot of trails and forests and things like that, which is fine, right? We live all over. Watching me until the moment, I know. So if not, your goal then is to create some type of, and this is something I have done for years, y'all. So I was like really excited when I saw this article, and I was like, oh, let me share this with y'all. But you want to try to create some type of walking, whatever your ability level is, walking, running, hiking, whatever it is that you're able and want to do, but something where you're engaging with nature, where your senses are engaging with nature, which can improve your mood, which can improve your mental health, which can improve your physical health, right? When you do that. So not only did they find with the forest bathing, for example, like you're around, I mean, if you think of a forest and you're around trees and different plants and all of that, all of these objects, if you will, that are giving you oxygen, that are giving off oxygen, that's great for your brain, of course, but also calming places are important too. So they even did this study. They said they did a 2009 study, and it showed that if you have, even if you have like a candle at home that smelled like a forest, which I thought was fascinating. If it smells like a forest and you just even imagining yourself being in a forest, that can positively impact your health as well. So we've talked about this on mental health, a couple mental health moments ago, but whether you're physically in these spaces or you create, if you sat down, there's plenty on YouTube. If you sat down and created, or not created, listened to a visualization of you even walking through a forest, think about what would you hear if you hear the birds and you're seeing, the trees and you're seeing the plants and you're seeing flowers, like that whole process where you are taking moments for yourself, moments of mindfulness, has such positive physical and mental health benefits for you when you do that, when you practice that mindfulness. So, I'm sharing this with you today because, again, maybe you're like, Dr. Hammond, I don't think I'm going to be doing forest bathing anytime soon. All good. But what can you do? So, so in a lot of my travels, I've been just very fortunate and blessed to travel to a lot of different places with a lot of different, I guess, geographical features, if you will. So, whether it was in the mountains or whether it was lakes or whether it was rivers or beaches or whatever type of landscape it was, I was fascinated reading this article about forest bathing because I can totally relate to just being in nature, even if it's a park, like whatever it is that you're around, and the benefits that that does. I call it, if you think of taking like a mindful walk, right? Meaning when you take these walks or however it is that you want to spend the time in nature, you're really taking the moment to take everything in that's going on around you and giving your brain a break from the worry and the stress and the anxiety or whatever it is that you've been thinking about all day and your to-do list and what happened yesterday. Like, right, like our brains need breaks. So that's what I want to encourage you, for this mental health moment to really be thinking about, is how can you really start to have these moments of mindfulness, right? Even if you have to create it at home and you say, you know what, I, you know, don't want to go on a walk, I am unable to go out on a walk, whatever it is the case may be, and maybe you can't physically go out and spend time in nature, but what can you do at home? And some of the suggestions, which I liked, from the article, the Cleveland Clinic article too, was if you're at home, let's say you open up your windows, get some fresh air in, getting some few potted plants, um, listening to forest sounds, like I talked about before, going on YouTube. There's plenty of things that you can listen to. If you type in forest sounds, visualizations or forest sound, those types of things, like things that you would listen to have your mind relax and also take you on a journey of imagining you being in the forest. Like it's a what's always incredible to me. Good evening from San Francisco. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. What's always fascinating to me about our brains, you all, is that the research shows that sometimes, like, our brains are so powerful that you could imagine being in a certain situation and your physical body and your brain will respond in the same way as if you were in that situation. Like, that's how powerful it is for us to utilize mindfulness. So again, if we got the YouTube, for example, and you are listening to almost like a guided meditation, and the person's voice maybe is taking you through the forest and you're paying attention to that person's voice and they're sharing with you, imagine the birds that are singing, imagine the trees that you're seeing, imagine the flowers that are blooming, like all those sorts of things, and you're focused on that. The physical and mental health benefits that you have can be very similar, if not the same, as you physically being in that forest, right? So again, there's not a right or wrong to this. I'm just giving you different options depending on what you're interested in. And thanks for those who are still starting to join here on today's mental health moment. We're talking about forest bathing. And also, if you're not able to be in a forest and immerse yourself in the forest, what are other things you can do for your mindfulness for your physical and mental health benefits. Um, the other thing they said to do, which I've found really helpful too, is walking outside barefoot. So what that does is you could allow yourself to physically connect with the earth, if you will. So whether that's grass, whether that's wherever you're able to. I'm in Florida, so we're often, or not often, but we have beaches nearby, where we in Florida can technically go there if we needed to, and be in the sand or wherever it is that you can physically connect, have some mindfulness, work on your being grounded, work on resetting, recharging. All of those things are very, very important. And thanks for those who are still starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So before I hop off today, I do want to remind you, for those of you who came in a little bit later, mindsettrainingbook.com is my new book that's currently on pre-order. I'm super excited about it. Mindsettrainingbook.com is where to go to get it. But the name of the book is Mindset Training: Conquer Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow. So it's essentially holistic self-care. So how do you grow physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally? I give a ton of practical strategies. That's the way, this is my fourth book, you all, but that's the way I like to write my books. Just very practical, like here's some things you implement. Here's some things to start today. Maybe you're in a stage where you're taking baby steps, which is okay. Maybe you're in a stage where you're taking a break, which is okay. Or maybe you're in a stage where you want to take a leap. Either one of those solutions is okay. It is what is in your best interest right now. What is in your best interest? And I hope you live your life like this. What is in your best interest for your emotional health, your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health? What is in the best interest for you? And when you really start to get into that mindset, and when it really clicks for you how important it is for you to take care of yourself, how important it is for you to make yourself your number one priority, and how important it is to have holistic self-care, you will see your life start to change, and you can show up for yourself powerfully and for the people around you. And that's what my hope is. People always ask me, like, what's your hope for this book? That's what my hope is for the book, is that you take the step. I hope and pray that this book is a seed planter, if you will. Like, we're talking about forest bathing today, but I hope it plants a seed for you, where you say, you know what, I deserve to be emotionally healthy. I deserve to have happiness. I deserve to have joy. I deserve to take care of myself, because you deserve those things. No matter what you may have been taught, you deserve those things. Sometimes we have to unlearn it, which is okay. But that's my hope for the book. My other quick announcements before, let me see if I can find it. Okay, there's two. Well, there's three, but that's okay. I'll share with you all too, so I'm not overwhelming. There's a couple of events coming up. I'll share with you the next two, not to overwhelm you, but this Saturday. So this Saturday, July 27th, I can't believe time is just flying by, and we're almost at the end of July, which is crazy. But this Saturday, July 27th in Orlando, I will be speaking at the Amp Your Life Now Summit. I'm super excited to be there. Like, I genuinely am super excited. I'm excited to be there to speak, and I'm also excited to attend, because I know the other speakers are going to be so phenomenal. But it's basically about, how do you improve your life? How do you grow as a person? Whether it's your relationships, there's someone there teaching like real estate practices. There's someone there about business. There's someone else there about mindset, like relationships, like just growing with others, community. Like there's so many great speakers, and like I said, I'm excited to attend and to be speaking at the summit. But I'll be speaking, of course, on Ampere mental health. But you can still get tickets, last minute tickets. I'm not sure when they're cutting off, probably in the next couple of days, cutting off the ticket sales. But ampeyourlifenow.com is where you can get more information about that. Again, it's in Orlando this Saturday, July 27th. And then one other one I want to share with you all is Saturday. So the following Saturday, Saturday, August 3rd. It doesn't say it on the screen here, but Saturday, August 3rd in Tampa, the Jackson in Action 83 Foundation is hosting a free summit for middle schoolers, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, as well as parents. I'll be speaking to the parents at that event. JacksonAction83.org is where you can go to register for that. And that is in Tampa. It's not on the screen, but it is in Tampa. Also, super excited about that. I'm so grateful, you all. I don't want to get my soapbox too much, but we so need support in communities for children, for our youth. I have an upcoming seventh grader, and I totally get it. Like there's just a lot. There's a lot right now. We need to have a lot of conversations about mental health, mental wellness. So the summit is for the upcoming sixth, seventh, and eighth grade students to teach them about emotional health, to teach them how to be better, to teach them about wellness. And I'll be speaking to parents who are there about what I talk to many of you all about a mental health moment every week, but our own self-care and also how to keep kids emotionally healthy. So also super excited about that one. And yeah, there's another one which is also on my website. There's more. I'm putting our team. My team is amazing. Thank you to my team because I know they're watching this right now. But thank you so much to my team. Who I can't do it without a team. You all, they're so amazing. But my team is working really hard. We're putting all the events on drnikishahammond.com website, which here it is. Boom. Okay. On drnikishahammond.com website. So you can keep track there. It's going to be a very busy year. It's been a very busy year. But those two events will be on there, as well as information, again, as I mentioned, about the August 14th event. But I know I'm sharing a lot of information. So drnikishahammond.com has all the information about the events coming up. So inviting you all to all of those events. Some are virtual and some are, of course, in person. But anyhow, as I wrap up today's mental health moment, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Not for me, although thank you, but not for me, but for you, for you all. I'm always elated when people are working on becoming better versions of themselves. I'm really, I mean, I'm excited. I'm grateful for you, and I'm also excited for the people who are around you, because when you become a better version of yourself, you are like your energy, your happiness, your glow, the new you, like all of that goodness is going to be spread to the people who are around you, and this helps our community too. So I am grateful and thankful that you are here. Thank you for being here. Someone said they're here from Sierra Leone. Welcome. Yes, someone asked me a question. Yes, send me a message through LinkedIn. Um, and so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.